I think we can all agree that at this moment in time, we are living in some very challenging times, and I'm purposely not using the word scary because you know what? There's enough of that. This is a challenging time. Things are changing. They're changing quickly. We're unsettled because we don't know what's going to happen, and nobody does. And so the other day, a friend of mine sent an email, and I have a lot of respect for him. And he mentioned looking at the word corona being spelled differently to take its power away. I thought about that, and in my head, I started to do that, and that was spelling it as Korowna. And somebody who just loves words and loves tearing into them, I went into the word corona, and I found something really interesting, and this was making me really nervous to do this today, but I decided to go ahead, get over myself, and do it. Cor. C-O-R, is the Latin root of the word courage. Now, I watched a Brene Brown video years ago, and when she said that, it stuck in my head because it's important. That feeling of courage in a time like this. The Latin root is cor for heart. The original meaning was to speak one's mind by telling all of one's heart. Basically, it takes courage to be vulnerable, and we are right now in a very vulnerable position. Since then, the word courage has meant heroic or brave deeds, and we're all being very heroic and doing very brave things right now. Just getting out of bed for people who are scared by all of this is a courageous act. Then, own, cor, C-O-R, and then own. So I'm going to write this down. Cor. Heart. Next, we've got own, which means to possess or admit to feeling a certain way. It also means acknowledging something, like I'm owning the fact that I'm nervous doing this today, and I'm going to tell you that. So if you think about the word own, think about owning your courage, your vulnerability in this moment in time, whether it's worrying about your job, worrying about the stock market, worrying about all these things we're all worrying about that we have no control over. So deep down into yourself for that courage that we all have. We are amazing beings, and we are resilient. The other day I was taking a walk out in the woods, and I saw a tree laying on its side. It had come down in the storm probably 10 or 15 years ago, and there was a big branch growing up. Although the tree was laid down and it was laid flat, there was a branch that was growing up. And just like that tree, we are resilient. Things will come back. We will beat this. Now the A, courage and owning your feelings, helping other people. This is such a huge opportunity. Yesterday when I was in the grocery store, I tend to like to go early in the morning. So yesterday I went at 7:15. Normally there's 3 to 5 cars in the parking lot, but it was full. And when I went inside, the shelves were pretty bare. They didn't have any blueberries. That to me is a big thing. But when I got over into the paper section where people were talking about all these shortages of paper products, and especially toilet paper, first of all, Hannaford had put a limit of 2. People can only buy 2. And while I was standing there deciding what size pack to buy, a man walked up to me and he handed me a 10-pack of toilet paper. And I looked at him, he goes, "There's one of these left, why don't you take it?" And I just looked at him, and not to my own credit, it just kind of flew out. I just said to him, "There's only 2 of us. I'll take a smaller pack and leave this bigger pack for somebody that has a bigger family." And he smiled at me and he said, "That's a good idea." And he put his own big one back and took a smaller pack. These are small acts of courage, where you are owning your feelings, you're owning your own hugeness as a human being at this point in time with all these crazy changes going on at the first time. And the A is about making this priority A. I used to make my list of what was important, and if it said A1, it was a top priority. If it said A, it was second priority. So we'll call this A1 and really calm down a bit. Someone sent me a meme that said the calm will survive. And let's face it, looking at the numbers, I put out a video yesterday that this man, he's a virologist and has been studying these viruses for years. I will share that again because it was very informative. I don't know why this fear is being incited. I'm not believing in any conspiracy theories or anything. I'm just taking one breath at a time, relaxing as much as I can, worrying as little as I can. And quite honestly, the last few days, I haven't rushed out of bed in the morning. Even though I'm kind of semi-retired here, I'm still up every day at 5 working and, exercising and writing and all the things because, as most of you know, I am an author. So think about that. Take this time that you can have a little bit of time off to just breathe. Go outside and take a walk. This social distancing doesn't mean you have to stay in your house. You need fresh air for your immune system and to get that stress out of your body. This is stressful. So walk, move, dance. I get up every morning and I dance for 10 minutes. And it first of all, it shakes the stress all out of the body, anything that I happen to wake up with, because I am empathic. So a lot of times while I'm sleeping, I'm feeling people's anxiety, and I feel it when I get up. So I get up and I shake it off. So just a few things to think about. So think of it this way. Spell this different. From now on, spell it K-O-R-O-W-N-A. And when you think of that word in your head, imagine it spelled K-O-R-O-W-N-A. It will help alleviate some of the power that word has right now and hopefully alleviate some of your stress around it. If you got anything out of this video, please like it and share it with your friends. And as I think of other things, I will put them out there. Thanks so much for listening.